I was
Brian,
calling.
I think you have money trickling into my universe.
With the Bluetooth.
This game's about ready for a straddle. You guys are
Let's do
starting
a
to play
round of
little bit
straddles,
tight.
boys.
No, you guys.
Pocket nines for Phil Hellmuth.
I know Phil's not gonna.
I know. I will do it.
Pay it. What's the difference?
I will do it
round of
as
straddles?
long as I am not the first one to go.
I don't care.
That's
I'll
all
be
I
the
ask.
first one. I don't care.
I can't be the first one because then I know what happens. Oh, I didn't agree.
I'm the only person that straddled
So what does this come out to?
24,100.
Wow. You keeping it on the side?
So beautiful. So beautiful. Phil Lockman. You know how hard that is to get?
God, that
Man,
hurts
right
so
now
bad.
it's very easy. Phil, you got 7 deuce. You don't
Count it down. That's right. Count it down.
What do you want to do?
It's the most organized squared away money at the table, and he's gonna count it because he wants to see it for prettiness.
Count it if you like. And he had exactly 26.
My instincts say re-raise you here.
Pocket nines is the hand Phil Hellmuth won the World Series of Poker on.
Getting ready to pay the 20.
Yeah, Phil raised the 9,000 on his nines.
I love America.
I was thinking about smooth calling, but
Isn't it sick? Your parents one night, whatever, and you know, here we are.
Deep thoughts from Antonio Handy.
It's really crazy.
If you want to think of your parents doing it, go right ahead, but it's not for me.
My parents never did.
Something.
tell me. Because I'm talking. And usually when I talk, they put me on a weaker hand. So I'm talking. So the rest of the table, instantly, they put me on a weaker hand. Right, Mike?
Come up with.
I am talking, and you put me on a weaker hand. Admit it.
I think.
But it's not weaker.
Phil, I don't. I'm not.
But
even,
it's not
I'm
weaker.
not in the hand, so I could give less what you got.
Yeah, but
I'm
every-
just hoping you get felted. That's all.
Well, this is going
And
to
I'm
be
hoping
this
I
is
do
going to
it.
be a very, very big pot.
This is so
I think.
painful for
I'm
me,
predicting.
I swear. It's just, I'd rather be at the
like a
dentist.
The dentist. Are we gonna close up on something? He said, "This is so
I'd rather
painful
be a
here.
dentist.
I'd rather be at the
At the
dentist."
dentist.
Oh, at the dentist.
I'd rather be getting root canal.
I'm having a good time.
It would have
I'm
been
having a
so
good time.
painful if he doesn't hit the running deuce 3.
It would have been a little less painful then. But
Right, that was an astute point, Dr.
It
Hellmuth.
was. I went from 2 outs to 6 in 1 card.
Brian Brandon's trying to get the table's attention, but nobody's paying
Holy
attention.
cow.
Him stalling this time, so he just
Brian
calls,
is almost in the big pots.
hoping to get lucky with a flop. Or outplay Phil Hellmuth.
7-Jack Queen on the flop.
Thanks.
Phil checks.
Just learned something today.
He probably put Brian on 2 overcards to his 9s. He doesn't like that flop. Doesn't think Brian could have a pair of 7s, but he's going to call.
Brian bet 16,000 and Phil calls quickly.
Yeah,
I need a deuce
Phil's
or
seen
so.
enough variation in Brian's hands that it's worth a call here.
5 of hearts on the turn.
Missed.
Phil still has the best hand. It'll be hard for him to call now if Brian bets.
I can't believe we are alive. It's so sick.
It's like the
true.
ultimate free roll.
So Brian checks.
Deuce.
Yeah, but you got.
7 on the
It's a
river.
7.
Brian checks and gets lucky.
They're very healthy. I eat good. I go to the gym.
No, 2,500.
Drink.
I'm afraid you might have the deuce or 7.
Minimal bet from Phil Hellmuth.
Yeah.
Keep the pressure on.
2,500.
Power poker.
Black belt.
Is that in your courses?
If you have ace queen, you have to raise me.
Power poker.
And then I get to re-raise you.
Right.
But not a lot. You raise about
What did you just
15,000.
bet?
2,500.
He bet 2,500.
Grocery dollars.
Maybe he thinks Brian Brandon has ace king, maybe a pair of 8s, pair of 6s. It's also a defensive bet.
You just call?
Yeah.
You probably have me, I guess.
Wait, you called. You have to turn your hand up. He's got.
I have 2 9s. 7-6 offsuit?
I can't believe that Brian just called.
Brian, we love you. You are.
You got to take a shot in that situation.
You're in the grid.
I tried to be nice to him. He's giving me hell. He's giving me hell on break. I'm trying to be nice to the guy.
9,000 before the flop. What a sucker.
You put in like 40.
How good did I play the hand?
You raise him.
How good did I play the hand? Of course I play the fucking hand like a genius. That's what I do.
No, he ain't gonna put another quarter in it.
Yeah, but it would have hurt.
An idiot. What the man? I mean, that's why they bring in some sucker
Phil
businessman.
Hellmuth. Phil Hellmuth. Earth to Phil Hellmuth.
I said before.
Anybody seen
That's
Hellmuth?
why they bring in the sucker.
What did you put? Just out of curiosity, when you called 6,000 before the flop, which no one would do, what did you put me on?
A middle pair, and I was gonna beat your ass.
The game is on, AJ.
Oh, yeah.
I love this guy too.
I don't blame you.
And Jennifer is going to start out raising here.
When was the last time she did that?
Only thing she's been raising lately is her twins.
Finally raised.
That raised the first pot.
Looks like she's going to get called in a few spots here.
Yep.
It's the first
Dark.
Looking here.
What was that? Everybody gets priced in.
I'm going to raise it, actually. I mean, look at all this free juice out there.
That's exactly what he's doing. Phil doesn't think anybody's that strong
There's
here.
a 25 more.
I raise.
25,000, not 100.
Is that all? Just 25,000?
25, you make more money if you raise.
That's not enough. I raise 35,000. I don't want to mess around anymore.
You gotta put it in. Please put it in.
I had
Phil wants to
nothing.
take this pot right here. It's big enough.
You guys were right.
Okay, I cap 100.
Wow.
All right, Sammy.
Sammy said, you're going to raise 35 with your ace queen? I'm raising 100 with my ace queen.
Sammy, that was my move.
Really? Then I call.
No. That was good. That was good. That was so good. That was so good.
Jamie Gold becomes Rosanna Dana and says, never
You
mind.
can knock it out. Right now.
Yeah, I got to call you.
And Phil's going to call instantly.
I'm playing 80,000 behind, so whatever
They
it
are
is.
gambling.
Yeah, here we go.
It could be a little bit more than.
Are you doing 2 flops or 1 flop?
What do you got, Sammy? Let's take a look.
I'm favored. I got 2 flushes, buddy. You want to chop?
What do you got? What do you got?
You want to chop?
Oh, you got
You're
ace
in.
queen?
Yeah.
If you have ace queen, I can't chop with you.
Well, I got 2 flushes. You have 1 flush.
Oh boy, are we really gonna take an hour for a split
It's up
hand?
to him. I'm ready. Just
Well,
say
show
yes
me your
or no.
hand first of all. I can't
Two
chop.
I don't want
flops
to.
or
I'll
one
show it
flop?
when you agree.
I don't think the 2 flushes fable. It's going to
he has
work
ace
on
queen,
Phil
I can't
Hellmuth.
chop.
You cannot.
If he has ace jack, I want to take quick insurance from somebody.
I have ace queen.
Okay, just deal then.
Deal the cards. Let's go.
I had an ace.
I had an ace.
Phil's a 5% favorite, as you can see here.
And 2 hearts for Phil.
Wow, that's just what he needed. One more heart. Phil Hellmuth's going to take down this pot.
There it is.
Wow.
Not bad.
So what he was, 7% in the beginning, and he got there.
It's not a bad way to start. $213,000 pot.
I owe 18, 90, 93, 94. Yeah, 95.
I think we're going to see a little gambling on this show,
I
AJ.
think so.
No. He just gives me all his money plus 80,000. That's what he said, and that's what's right.
Plus his firstborn child.
And then now I
The
can't.
Galfon Confessions. I should have split the pot.
Oh boy. Hellmuth going to raise the $4,000 with the King 10
It's
offsuit.
gonna be us, Phil.
Yeah, me, you, and him, bro. All right, Fede, I got you now.
God,
Can't even call.
I can't even call.
Any 2 cards are good. Get out there.
I'm just gonna show, just to show here. That's why I can't call.
Double down.
Jamie is really not supposed to do that. There's 2 guys still active in the
I'm not
hand.
tightening up.
But nobody's going to
I mean,
object.
I didn't think anyone had anything either, too. That's why I almost just bet it.
9-3-6 on the flop.
That's you, buddy. I check.
Jamie would have had 3s.
Check. I checked.
He would have the best hand right now.
Queen of clubs on the turn.
Both guys have flush draws and both guys have straight draws.
Yep.
Sammy is open-ended.
Sammy bets 11,000.
Here, 19 people.
Phil Hellmuth is reading Sammy really well. So ordinarily, I don't think Phil would call with a hand like this. He's got an inside straight and the 10 high flush draw, but he's really in tune with what Sammy's doing, and he's going to call.
But he does.
And I think he feels if a nothing card comes up, he can take this pot away.
There's a jack.
That's a great card for Phil. Gives him a straight.
Sammy's going to bet this. 11,000.
Raise it.
Looks like Phil's going to raise. Head raise.
Yep, he raises to 33,000.
So how much more?
Well, let's figure it out, Sammy. 33. You bet 11. Sounds like 22 to me. What do you think?
Yes, that's what I got on my calculator. A mere pittance for Mr. Farha.
You think he's going to call?
I think he will. If I know one player on the table, it's him.
I think you're wrong. I think he's going to throw it
Come
away.
on, it's Mr. Farha.
See bluff in your eyes.
I can see the bluff in your
Problem he's winning. He can't be bluff me. He knows he can't bluff me. That's amazing. I'll give it to you. I just want to see what you have, buddy.
There it is.
Very good, AJ.
I see. I know what he does. I read him. I got a good read on Sammy.
You do?
Yeah.
He's going.
I could
No, don't even say it.
I could set up a heads-up match
no.
between you and Sammy.
I'm busy that
The
month.
club was good. Just amazing. He's dead to that card. The king is no good. He's dead to the jack.
Nice value bet there. 22 times. What do you do if you push it all in?
That to a jack. Good hand.
How do you do it,
Depend on my
Phil?
raise.
How do you do
I
it?
might have to call
It
him.
was dead to any card that wasn't a club, a 2, a 3, a jack, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7.
Raise it.
2,400.
2,400.
Hellmuth raised at 2,400.
I'll get out of the way this time.
Jack of diamond.
What is it?
exposed, 24.
Jack of diamond?
Yes, Jack of diamond.
I exposed it?
No, in my hand.
Oh, okay. I was
Sorry.
like,
Freddie Deeb's in with a queen 10 offsuit.
Call.
And Barry Greenstein calls it a 10-8 offsuit. So it's 3-handed to the flop.
the boys are gambling, Sean. Chips are flying.
Did you get enough back?
Net worths are changing.
I get 5 more hundred.
Yeah, I thought I got the right amount back.
2 8s and a queen, so Greenstein's got trip 8s.
And Phil and Freddie have flopped queens. Everybody's got a hand, and naturally everybody checks.
Here's the turn, a deuce of hearts.
And Phil bets 1,500. Phil not only has a pair of queens now, he's got a king-high flush draw. And I think Phil's convinced he has the best hand.
I got 36 years to get good as you. Couldn't beat an eight. Couldn't beat
And Deeb raises to $4,000.
Now, Freddie Deeb thinks he has the best hand.
No, actually, could be. No, you could beat it.
But they are going to find out.
15,000.
15.
And they found out right then, and Phil did not like that.
Greenstein re-raises to 15,000.
What do you have left there, Barry?
God, I love poker.
1,500.
38, David.
They all check the flop.
Well, Phil should be worried here. He bet, Freddie Deeb raised them, and then Barry came over the top of both of them.
Ask people how much camp man like to do.
Phil has got to feel that one of these guys probably has an 8.
It's just not his hand, Barry.
So that's 15 to me, is that right? 15,000?
Yeah.
I call.
Hellmuth calls. Now the action's to
There's
Deeb.
no way that Freddie Deeb can call this.
No kidding.
Wasn't talking to you, Freddie. Call if you want to.
You didn't worry about what I had? I made the original raise.
Come on, quit wasting our time, Freddie.
Wasting time. I'm not
He's got a
wasting
good
time.
hand.
And of course, Mr. Sunshine, Sean Cheeky, has something to say.
Tell me what you had, I'll leave you.
Threw an 8 away.
Rivers another
Yeah,
8.
you would have made nuts.
I would have made 4 8s.
Barry looks like he's wondering if Freddie Deeb really had an 8. Actually, 8 was a great card for Barry because it might make Phil call here.
Greenstein bets 35 grand.
Phil should realize here it's very unlikely that Barry has a lone queen. Ace queen or like him king queen. Barry would not come over the top on the turn after Phil bet and Freddie Deeb raised if he just had a queen. It's more likely Barry has kings, aces, or
I'm gonna fold
4
this. Give me
8s.
1 second here.
Phil just said he doesn't think he can fold this. He's talking himself into calling. Maybe he's putting Barry on the nut flush draw, the ace of hearts and another heart and absolutely nothing, just a bluff.
Supposed to love it.
He calls.
Hellmuth calls, and Greenstein shows him the missing 8. Barry Greenstein takes down a huge pot worth over $150,000.
Phil's real chance to escape that hand was on the
That's
turn.
Thanks.
I'm sure if that deuce was not the deuce of hearts, Phil would have got away from that hand right then.
Phil Hellmuth starts this hand. He raises to 3,500 with ace-4 offsuit.
Ambitious raise with an ace-4 offsuit.
Let's do the 7.
And Daniel Negreanu with an ace-10 offsuit doubles it. Makes it 7,000.
Jerry, why you bugging?
You might have jacks, so I just call.
Jacks?
Jacks.
10s? Claiming 10s? Is
I
that what you're
check.
claiming?
I check. That's
I'll bet
all I can tell
10,000.
you. I
Phil
check.
Hellmuth calls.
I bet 10,000. I already said it.
And
Promise.
Daniel said he bet 10,000 before the flop came down.
Wow.
Phil checked. Daniel said I bet 10,000, and he put the 10,000 in, and he's flopped top 2 pair.
Jeez.
Boy, that's pretty sweet. And Phil's got aces.
This could set Phil off.
And Phil cannot get away from his aces.
I check.
So Negreanu already bet 10 grand, and Hellmuth calls. Turn calls a deuce of clubs.
Phil is checked.
And Negreanu bets 25 grand.
25 though.
25.
And I think Daniel has a pretty good feel of where Phil is at in this hand, and Phil has no idea where Daniel's at.
Yeah.
It's worth the $100 ante just for me to watch you guys play. Get an intimate seat. It's like sitting in the front row of the Lakers, right? Those seats cost $2,000. This one could cost
Those
more.
front row seats cost, how much Jack's seat cost?
$2,000.
Each game? How many games home?
No, for the season, Sean.
Sean's obviously not a hoop fan.
Yeah, but they charge, when it comes playoffs and good games, they charge $10,000 a seat.
25? Why so much, Daniel?
What Phil's got to decide here is, did Daniel say 10,000 before the flop, flop nothing,
Let's go, Todd. Let me know when you want to
bluff on the flop, and now continue to bluff on the turn?
Jeez.
I've been there, it's not the box. The box is, I'm sure, it's a different story. I've never been to a game, let alone a box, but
It's fun. So many pretty.
No professional poker player wants to be bluffed on television.
nothing else really.
I really believe if this hand were not on television, Phil would throw it away.
All right, Daniel, you got me.
That's a long time ago.
I think you have queens.
Hellmuth calls.
Not only does he call, but he
Plus I'm
tells
steaming.
Daniel basically where he's at, that he's got a weak ace.
Rivers a 7 of clubs.
Phil gave away his hand.
Gonna give them all away.
Now he checks. He's already told Daniel that he's got aces.
No, stop at 10. Stop at 10.
Daniel is just about as comfortable as he can be.
Yeah.
Just figuring out what the right amount to bet here is. What would Phil possibly call?
It's 40.
And Negreanu feels the right amount's $40,000. Now the pot's over 125 grand.
Phil did not want to see that. Is Mr. Daniel Negreanu bluffing all the way in this hand? I think Phil realizes that Daniel would not bet if he had jacks or queens right now. So Daniel's either bluffing or Daniel's got him.
Hellmuth calls.
Sees the bad news.
Yep. And Negreanu takes a big bite out of Phil Hellmuth's wallet. He rakes in $165,700.
Phil looked a little silly in that hand, and we might have ignition here.
Yeah.
These people I like. It's a musical.
Yeah, you have an app.
Good guy re-raced me. I didn't think he'd re-race me with ace 10. Couldn't put him on that hand. Ace 10 couldn't put him on that hand. He re-raised me. And it was a week before the flop. That's all I knew. Boy, they destroyed me so far. These I have no clue on these spots either. It's sick. Good hand, Daniel. Good betting.
Really? Pair 9.
Greenstein raises to $2,000 on pocket queens. Hellmuth calls with a king-queen offsuit. Mo. Shakey's out.
Wow. I get a free weekend on that.
Negreanu is yet to feast on Hellmuth. He falls, so it's Greenstein and Hellmuth heads up.
So what's the odds?
Pair 9.
Flops king 4 queen.
What a disaster for Phil Hellmuth. He's flopped top 2 pair, and Barry's flopped a set.
Barry bets $3,000.
The man is stuck.
And Phil is feeling very comfortable.
11.
11,000.
Hellmuth raises to 11 grand.
Okay, I'm on.
Call.
Phil Hellmuth did one of his patented in-your-face calls. Took about 1/1000th of a second to get his money in there, and he's going to be very disappointed. He's dead to a king. Let's see that call one more time in slow motion.
Notice the finesse and grace of a man who has no doubt he has the best hand at the table.
Notice the great form he's got here. AJ never bends his elbows.
I had 7-8 offsuit.
That's ugly.
I wasn't drawing dead.
Now, if Hellmuth loses, he can rebuy for the $50,000 minimum.
Watch a 5-6 8.
And he is going to lose unless he catches a king on one of these last two cards. That's not going to help that ace.
No, Phil still needs a king. And the river's of 5. Barry Greenstein wins a nice pot worth $49,600.
And it looks like Phil Hellmuth is going to continue in the game and take some money out of that designer bag he carries with him.
So the Poker Brat, very unlucky in that hand, but quietly reloads.
Sometimes I throw things out there, like I say, you know, if it weren't for luck, I'd win them all. And all of a sudden, everybody's saying it, or I'll throw out there, I can dodge bullets, baby. And then people kind of buy into that stuff, you know? And I mean, it's just something I throw out there, but there is an element of truth in it. And so it just seemed to me that when I was talking about some things here and there, that it sounds like I'm being too egotistical, which some people are like, oh, shut up, that's enough of that. But the fact of the matter is that in general, people want to hear what I'm saying, and I already know that.